All right, folks, count us in here on a brand new world, on a brand new day. Let's keep an eye on that because you know what? Computers be crashing. Cause phones be breaking. We'll get into that though. Let me get something. What are we feeling? Uh-huh. Totally feeling chill. I mean, definitely like that. Chill, reflective. That is what we are. We are chill and reflective. Ooh. Sure. This is Jewels by Falls. Okay? And this is MF and CS and Rainbows and Sunshine, baby. Yeah, see, I like that first little bit, but I wasn't really sure where we were going to go from there. Episode 62, 2 episodes since we've been in the back lurking. I thought we switch up the vibes a little bit. Let me sit on the other side of the table tonight. Cousington by the Dozington. No, I could get behind this. Let's see. My man, Ian was here. And apparently rolled up the worst joint of all time. Only vapor. This is a mess. This is a mess. Forget about that shit, honestly. Freaking forget about that shit. It ain't gonna work, pal. Pal, partner. MFA ain't gonna work. Okay, I thought maybe I'd smoke a little jant. In the beginning, listen to Jewels by Falls. Honestly, those are both like Jewels by Falls. Like nobody knows what's the song, what's the band. I mean, if the song was like, damn, I was gonna say like, yeah, if the song was like Crush Your Sister and the band was like Destroyer of Worlds, then you would understand it a little bit. But it's like Jewels by Falls. It's like, honestly, Crush Your Sister and Endless Destruction, whatever I fucking said, The World's Annihilation, those could all be band names. And those could all be song names, and those could all be album names. Anything could be anything, folks. That's really what we're getting at here. It's getting late, but as the saying goes, better late than never. And I'm an embodiment of that saying. I take that to heart. Like Michael Jordan with those basketball players on the bench, he takes that shit to heart. Whatever I just said, oh yeah, better late than never. I take that shit to heart. I am better late than never. Because you know what? Your boy will show up. Okay? Write me up for an hour and a half late. I'll still show up. Because I'm a man of my word. That's why. And that was literally the chillest song ever. Jewels by Falls. It should be Jewel by Falls or Falls by Jewel. There's two S's. That's really what's getting me here. Endless Destruction by Falls would be like, oh, I would love to hear Endless Destruction. That sounds like a great song. But Jewels by Falls sounds like, well, who's on first? That's exactly what that sounds like. Oh, great. Now we're going to freaking listen to it over there now. Wow, that was a quick intro. Quick intro on a short-lived giant. I always say that if money was not an object, I would be a bud smoker. Yeah. I think here's the thing: you guys are gonna need to watch the podcast more. You're gonna need to watch and listen, and when you do that, it will become more successful. And then when the podcast is successful enough, I will switch to just bud. Okay. You guys are concerned for my health out there. I know that. I've seen your comments. I've read your letters. I've deleted your DMs, okay? My girl can't see shit like that. And I know that you're concerned for my health. So here's what I offer you. Buy me a super like. Donate. You could donate to any of my pages. You could tip anything. And you should. Because then I don't have to worry about my health. You're saying, Alec, well, I wish that you could podcast for forever. Well, listen, folks, I could podcast forever if you fund the podcast and my weed smoking addiction. Okay, one of them is going to get me. Either the podcast is going to be successful and I'm going to get out of the addiction, or the addiction is going to melt me down into a ball of petroleum jelly. Oil? I don't know. A little liquid. The addiction is going to boil me down, and I'm going to look like the motherfucking T-2000 from Terminator slipping through the bars. Just oily mercury, just lead, just going through the walls. I don't give a fuck. I do give a fuck, though. I can't put on airs and say I don't give a fuck. Because you know what? I'd only be lying to myself. And here's the thing: you can't cheat life. You could cheat yourself out of the reps. Oh, where are my manners? Let me turn the gosh darn Gideon going lights on that aren't going to work. I could have told you that shit too. Come on, guy. I had this for 1 week. It doesn't work already? You telling me your freaking cocksuckers is telling me it don't work already? Is it the battery? Yeah, it probably is these shot-ass batteries. Panasonic came with the remote. AAA stole out of a freaking remote control. Oh! Houston, we have light. You just have to stand really close and jam the button really hard, and eventually it'll work. I do apologize. I know I've worn the Lamb of God shirt recently, and I try to really change up the shirts. The outfits, because then it's easy to differentiate from episode and know which episode is what. Folks, I said I was going to sit on that side. But I'm coming back home to you. I'm coming back home to the side that I call home and have grown fondly, dearly to love. I feel safer on this side. I can look out at the Beatles who can help me when I need a helping hand. And Lord knows I could use a few of those, okay? Send some of your kind soldiers my way to assist me on my journey, my perilous journey through the nether regions of New Jersey. People be hating on New Jersey. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I like it here. I do. I like all the trash. I like cursing at people. I like looking away. And not saying hello, but rather bumping shoulders and saying, fucking watch it, you wise guy cocksucker. Okay? I love that. Do you think I want to have peaceful interactions with people? I thrive off negativity and hatred. I love it. It fuels me. Bump me on the shoulder, motherfucker. And then I'm going to think about it for the next 6 hours, okay? I'm going to be in the gym doing those reps, and I'm going to be like, that motherfucker, On the side of the road, he bumped my shoulder. I hate that cocksucker. Hold the door for me. How dare you, sir? How dare you hold the door for me? I can open the fucking door myself. What do I look like, a piece of shit? I swear to God, you'd be walking around, people be thinking, there's a piece of shit. Look at that guy. Call the trash collector because we got a piece of shit over here. Clean up an aisle wherever this guy's at because it stinks, baby. Cass said I just repeat myself on the podcast. I just say the same thing over and over again. And I told her that, yeah, that's what I freaking do. I mean, what do you do? Of course I try to sum up points a second time, maybe a third time with different words. Variety is the spice of life, after all. Oh, man. You know, I love a good saying. I love saying variety is the spice of life. Better late than never. Like in my head, you know, everything's a poem. Life is a poem. And I love a good saying just as much as the next one. You know, I get that from my mother. One of the things that I love to say to people, though, this recently cracks me up, is just being like, all's well that ends well. You know, man, what was it that shit just worked out? It was funny. Like, I mess something, because this is what happens. I mess something up, and then, you know, I'm like, oh, here it is. You know, they're like, oh, Jesus. Let's just go through. Call. Whatever. Yeah. Messing up the freaking thing. I was going to answer the call. I thought it'd be a nice call to answer. It looked like it was going to work, and it almost worked for a second, but damn, you know the computer ain't going to record some shit like that. This thing be crashing every other day. What was I saying, though? I was making something. I was saying something about a... Oh, yeah. I love a good saying. I love a good saying just as much as the next guy. And I made a mistake, as one does. And oh yeah. This is where I was going with that. I was saying that, like, yeah. Thank you for calling me and derailing the whole train of thought. It went in a freaking tunnel. Yeah, I'll show up. You'll be like, "Where's my entree?" And I'm like, "Oh, my bad. I left it on the roof." Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Your entree? Oh, I did order it. But Felipe, he's a waiter. Did you meet him? He works here. He's a nice guy. Anyway, so I ordered your parm chicken special. But the reason that it isn't here right now is because, well, Felipe almost died there. It's because, well, Felipe loves parm chicken. And he said yours looked magnificent. He said that yours was the big parm chicken. There only comes one big parm chicken every 7.5 blue tides. And on this very occasion, Felipe said I couldn't pass up that parm chicken. And sir, I'm sorry. Your family's going to sit here and they're going to eat without you. And I bet you're going to be miserable. I'm okay with that. Because it was a blue tide parm chicken, sir. And, you know, there's nothing I could do, like I said. Like I already said. Jeez. I mean, what do you expect me to be, a miracle worker? Do I look like the Lord himself? nail. I mean, do I look like this guy right here combined with that guy? You see this guy, his arms are like this, and that guy's arms are like this. Put that in the middle. Boom. Do I look like this? Do I look like you got the nails and you about to nail me to MF and cross? Okay. Because I cannot perform miracles. Sometimes people are going to eat your parm chicken, sir. It's just a way of life. It's just what happens. Okay. You can't have every parm chicken. Oh, did you get my order? Your order? That's the world's parm chicken, sir. And you'll be damn lucky as hell if it winds up in your lap. And you'll be thankful for the Lord's parm chicken. When the Lord blesses thy with his parm chicken, you will be thankful. Whatever. So yeah, shit like that be happening, you know? I'd be losing parm chickens out here. Some shit like, oh man, like, Alec, I ordered like shrimp, but it was supposed to be chicken, like. And I'm like, oh, what happened is there's actually a fisherman, and yeah, he I don't know, he went out there, he was trying to catch a fish, but all he heard was, and a freaking, so that's what we got for you today, sir. Sometimes, hey, you can't always catch a shrimp, you can't always catch a lobster. Sometimes you catch a motherfucking sea chicken. And the real reason that I brought you in such an elusive triangle, I was going to say brought you in a circle, but the real reason I brought you in an isosceles triangle was because I'm trying to figure out what it was that prompted me to say to them, all's well that ends well. Because it was perfectly capped off. The lady perfectly capped it off. She goes, ha ha, I guess you're right. All's well that ends well. Shh. Now, it wasn't the parm chicken thing because that was the guy, and I remember that one. But, huh. Oh, man. Oh. It was a Martini mishap. French Martini, Flirtini, who knows? Not me. I don't drink either of those. So Susie made the Flirtini, and then Susan made the Flirtini, or Susie made the Flirtini, which I transported to said lady. Said lady said, "Ooh, this is a different color." And I'm thinking, I have no idea. And husband, very rational man, goes, just try it. It's probably fine. He doesn't care. He probably ordered a Guinness. So he's a man that doesn't care. He didn't even ask me about bottles, drafts, nothing. He's just like, y'all got Guinness? I'll take a Guinness. And no, that's not at all what he sounded like. But that's the type of man that would say something like that. He would sound like that. Not this guy, but in my head, if there was a character who played the guy who's easy and he wanted a Guinness, he goes, y'all got Guinness? He goes, just try it. I'm sure it's fine. He doesn't. He's like, this bitch. But anyway, I had other stuff on the tray, so I dropped it and I went on my way to go ruin more people's dining experiences. And yeah, so I came back and she goes, I don't know. She's something like, it doesn't really taste right, this isn't it. And I go, well, I could try to see if I explain her the situation. And I always tell this to people, we're playing a bad game of telephone, yo. You telling me one thing, I'm writing something down, God knows what, and then I'm putting the third thing in the computer. You're going to read that thing that I put in the computer, and you're going to interpret it your way. Because I'm not even going to be standing there. I'm going to be halfway on the other side of the restaurant, ruining someone else's dining experience. Forgetting to greet a table having them walk around like, I don't know, maybe our server's in the bathroom. Let's go check out stall number 4 and knock on the door. Lost. So yeah, it's a bad game of telephone, and I explained to Lily, listen, I'm not the bartender. I mean, you told me, and I put in, listen, I swear to God, that's it. Like, people are like, this is in my drink. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I bring you over the computer right now, and I'll show you when I hit the button that said Flirtini. You know, sometimes it's crazy. Like, this experience, I typed it in. I rang in a Martini, and then you could use a little word bubble on the bottom of it. You got drinks for the prices. You ring in the teeny, it brings in the price. And we have some drinks under cocktails, but there's no Flirtini. So I ring in teeny, type in Flirtini, and it's like, she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I know I wrote Flirtini. I don't know what the hell they did over there. What is this bug coming over here? Come over here, Mr. Bug. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. It's a crawler bug, so I think it's a spider, but it also looks like one of those crickets. You're a cricket, mister? This is a cricket. Damn, I was hoping it'd be a spider. Sometimes I like things that creep me out, like spiders, you know, like they're so fucking like, whoa, that I do want to encounter them on my paths and travels. I'm enlightened to see something, you know, in a world of tens. I love a nice 2, okay? It shocks me. It frightens me. It brings me back. And I need to, you know, hold on tight for life. Everybody's trying to be a 10. Nobody's trying to be a fucking scary-ass motherfucking spider out here. You know. Shout out all them spiders out here. I guess there are. I guess the spiders of the world are like big titty goth bitches, you know, they with all the piercings and stuff like that, wearing all the black. You know, you're like, oh, what the hell is that? And you're like, I mean, it's kind of cool looking, you know, I like sharp, scary things that are red. Spiders and big titty goth bitches definitely give off the same vibe, or just goth bitches. They don't have to be big tittied. Although you would prefer them that way. So, hey, why don't they? Why don't they be? That's funny. I mean, they both into sharp objects. They're both into like blood. They're both into like nighttime and darkness, you know, webs of lies and deceit. Yeah. Big titty goth bitches and spiders, yo. They give off the same vibe. Yeah, you want to do like a mood board of like, if you were a villain and you had like a mood board of like types of things, not like a villain. If you were doing like archetypes of people and you're trying to find an animal for a big titty goth bitch, it'd either be like a spider or a scorpion, and it would be a black scorpion too. Funny enough, spiders are already black, so that's why you'd pick a fucking spider. Nobody gives a shit about scorpions. They're like the kissing stepsister of the spider, you know? A little bit slow, a little bit behind, and a lot of it forgotten. Nobody cares. Okay? You should have had 8 legs, then maybe we'd care. Or you do have 8 legs. I don't know what a scorpion looks like. See? I don't know what a scorpion looks like. I do know what a spider looks like. So you're not going to pick a scorpion for the big titty goth bitches. You're picking a spider. You're picking old Miss Cider, sat down beside her, eat my curds and weigh this bitch up. She ain't enough. I'm here. I want to fucking play today. This shit is so cray. Over there in the corner, I have a boner. There is a snail. Oh shit, I'm about to wail. I didn't say any of that. There is legitimately a slug over there. Don't care about slugs. If slugs were a girl, slugs would be like a blonde girl that's very pale, that isn't super attractive and likes to read a lot of books. Yeah, glasses for sure. maybe I'm thinking not the best teeth. I don't want to be mean, but that's honestly the picture I'm painting. I'm trying to think. There's like a cartoon character, like the one of the girls from Ed, Ed and Eddie is giving me snail vibes, but she's too like aggressive. Think the one blonde girl with like the blonde hair, kind of like bob cut, but it was like a wide bob. Think her, but if she was quiet, like if she was the one who was getting, you know, I don't know what you would call that. They were doing crazy stuff in that show. It's a wild show, Ed and Eddie. Definitely fire though. Definitely a fire show. I don't know. I'm like looking at lights outside. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, man. Better late than never pod. That's what we calling this. It's Wednesday. It's July 26th. It's 107. Yeah, I mean, it was Tuesday. It really was Tuesday. Like 107 hours ago. It was Tuesday, and it was a nice Tuesday. It was a good Tuesday. Excuse me for that in the mic. It was a Tuesday that I had for all that it was worth. I took it with arms wide open, out here with the Tuesday. Welcome Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday. And now I'm here in the shack, comparing insects to women, and yeah, with arms wide open. Killer song. Killer song, man. You know, there's 7 days in a week, but I do feel like you don't have to do everything every week, obviously. But like certain things like going to the food store, you kind of got to do that every week. You know, you got to work every week. Certain things you can get away with doing every other week, though. You could do like a lot of stuff in 1 week and then not a lot of stuff the next week. It's kind of what I do. The problem is if then after you're like, all right, I'm going to do a lot of stuff this week because next week I ain't going to do nothing. Third week rolls around and you're like, well, I guess I'm going to keep doing nothing, you know? You're like, this is pretty easy. This is pretty easy to sit around and chill all week. Maybe I'll chill another week. Yeah, I guess that's the motto of my life, huh? Maybe I'll chill another week. I don't know, though. Where were we going with the spiders and the goth bitches? And when we saw the spider, what were we talking about, though, you know? Because it's like you try to tell a story, but you can't tell a story if you keep forgetting where it's going. You know, I know I was talking about... Don't know what I was talking about. Do the supercut of every time I tell the camera I have no idea what I'm talking about. You know, I hit the pen enough times and I totally forget. And that's what my boss says. Oh, we're still talking about the all's well that ends well Martini story, aren't we? And we're trying to sum it up. All the good parts have already been said. So at this point, if I get this last part in a clip, shit. Absolutely shit. I shouldn't make the podcast, though, and think about the clips while I make the podcast, because that's crazy. But then it's like, because who cares? Because then it's like, what about a story? You're just going to think about, like, clips the whole time you're freaking just, you're a jack off. You're a goddamn jack off. Excuse me, sir, I'm not a jack off. I'm a nice guy. I believe in free constitutions and hot dogs for everybody. Nah, but the guy who, yeah. So make a story short. She goes, yeah, I don't know. This doesn't taste like it. I said, I didn't make it. I hit the button. I don't know. She's a nice enough lady, though. I'm like, hey. And I want her to be happy. I really do. Because as we all know, she gets to write whatever number she wants to write on that piece of paper at the end of it all. Yes, she does. So, no soundboard. Got to make your own sound effects. So, yeah, I make her another drink. But she was like, is Susan back there? And I'm like, well, Susie made the first one. She goes, no, Susan. You want Susie or you want Susie with a Z or you want Susie with the S? You want Susie Q or you want Sue? You want Susan or you want Sue? You want Suzanne or you want Susie? You want little Susu? I've really only known like one Susan ever, and now out of nowhere we got two fucking Susies at the restaurant, and they work together during the same shift. What's up back there? Yeah, it's Susie. It was go check out Susie. It's like we play the freaking mic game. This mic, that mic. There's like 8,000 mics. This one guy is named Michelle, and I kept reading Michael because I don't read every letter in every sentence. Okay, is that too? That is too much to ask for you to me. I'm not gonna read every letter in every sentence. I'm gonna gloss over. So sometimes I might miss an A in Michael and just think it's Michael. I don't know. I couldn't even spell Michael correctly if you give me a piece of paper right now. Nicholas, like you can spell that shit 8 ways. My dad's name, I could spell my dad's name, but for the longest time, I had no idea how to spell his name. Is it with the E? Is it with the I? Dominic. You can spell that shit like 85,007 million ways. You could spell that name as many ways as you could skin a cat. And I thought that was a really funny, I heard that one the other day. Somebody mentioned that saying, they said, what is the term skin a cat? Because how many ways can you really skin a cat? Sorry, there's noises I'm hearing. Who's that out there? What you doing out there? You gonna keep moving around or what? I got a big shotgun in here, I swear to God. I'll pump your dick off, sir. Who knows? Could be the wind. Ah! One day I will get murdered live on the pod. Hopefully the guy is nice enough to edit and upload the podcast. Yeah, it's not a live stream. If it was a live stream, eventually I think we'll live stream the pod. Not today, not tomorrow. One day I will be filled with sorrow, and it will be time for me to borrow, mama. Ooh. Bingo card would be sick of songs. Just, if you could fill up but that would be tough to write 9 songs down and be like, I got to get 3 in a row. You could probably write down, here's what you should do. Write down 10 songs before the podcast. And if I sing 3 of them, I'll send you $50. Write down, write down Hotel California. Write down something from Creed. Probably write down whatever is big right now. And I'm bad like a Barbie. I'm a doll, but I just want to party. Yeah. Baby, welcome to the party. Why is Pop Smoke not in the new Barbie? Man, I gotta fucking see that so that I can talk about it on a podcast. Because everybody's gonna be like, where's the Barbie references at? I'm sorry, I haven't seen the movie. Should I go inside? I should go inside and watch it now, and then come right back out and do another pod. Yeah, here I'll go. And I'm back. Anyway, the movie sucks. No. I would want to see it, but I also feel like that'd be mean. Like, babe, let's go see Barbie. Like, what does she say to that? What do you want to see? Margot Robbie's freaking glorious blonde tits? I mean, yeah, babe. Margot Robbie's fucking hot as hell. What do you want me to say? You want me to lie to you? I mean, that's really what we want at this point, huh? Me to just lie? I'm trying to be a bigger man, a better man, stand on my own 2 feet. If I had a third one, I'd stand on that shit too. Stand on your own 2 feet. You only got 2 feet, you cocksucker. Yeah, just like how many ways there are to skin a cat. With a knife? I mean, how many? I can't think of a second way. I mean, sure, I'm sure you could start from. Yeah, well, if you start from anus to head, yeah, that's what they call it. That's the professional term. If you start from sack to sack, from sack to tit, then that's a different technique, and you're gonna want a B1000 rattlesnake carving python. Bullshit. One way to skin a cat. Big knife, skin cat. Why would you skin a cat? Who's skinning cats? So some sayings have to be questioned. But yeah, that's what I was explaining. You know, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, and maybe this bartender is just skinning the cat, you know, in a different direction than we're all really comfortable with right now, obviously, because I would like for you to be happy and you would like for you to be happy. So that's 2 of us. At least we're on the same page and can agree on something. Now let's move forward to our next wants and needs, which are our current wants and needs, which is you getting the right drink. All right, let me take it over there. And who'd you say, Susie or Susan? Who was that again? All right, I'll take it over. We'll give it a drink. And we'll take it for a spin. Now, I'm in my head like, do I ask this lady what her name is? And I'm like, Flirtini's kind of specific. She asked for Susan. There's no way Susan, and I kind of recognize this lady too. Not like, I haven't had her recently because most of the time I try to like be as polite as I can. And when I know I've had the table recently, I'm like, or ever, I'm like, you know, this couple comes in, has been coming in for years, and I don't really know them, but I'm like, oh, good to see you guys again. You know, I try to be a little bit polite. Anyway. And I'm bad like a Barbie. I'm a doll, but I just want to party. So I didn't ask the name, and I took the drink over to the bar. Wow. I want to follow through. And I've already told myself, if I finish the story, the podcast's over because, damn, I told the whole story. Yeah, but so I didn't ask the name, so I brought it over and I said, you know, this lady, she said she knows you. She said she wants you to, Susan, to make her Flirtini. She was even at the table like, I told them they got to write it down. Nobody else makes it right. So I don't know what goes on back there. This lady always asks for Susan. I'm like, how does Susan not know this lady? I'm like, you know the Flirtini lady? She's like, I don't know who the hell the Flirtini lady is. How you not know the Flirtini lady? She asked for you directly. Now she wanted to see her. She's on the patio. She's too far away. I can't do that. So, but it's not feasible at this time period. What am I going to take the lady, be like, you know, you got to come inside, talk to Susan yourself, and then we'll get everything situated. You know, you want something right, do it yourself. That's what we're saying. I'm a doll and I just want to party. So, yeah. Susan makes the drink. She gets the drink. She's happy. And I say, you know what? All's well that ends well. And she says, you know what? All's well that ends well. And that's our podcast, folks. No, I'm kidding. I recently did something absolutely terrible. Very upset. RIP a good phone. My iPhone X. You were a good phone. You were a good phone. Having two phones, while confusing at times, was also a great experience. I've always said that I operate better without a phone, but over the last couple of months, I've realized that I operate best with multiple phones. You know, can I multitask? No, not at all. I can't have a conversation and pack clothes at the same time. But I can utilize two cellular devices at the same time. Okay, come on. I've had iPod touches since I was a fetus. If you think I can't use two phones at the same time, you got another thing coming. Bum, bum. And if you had Judas Priest on your list of songs to write down, if you had Judas Priest, yeah, write down 10 bands. If you get 10, that's all you get. I want to see a piece of paper before the podcast starts. Okay? Times. Anyway, you can cheat it. Fine. If you cheat it, you cheat it. You still did the work. DM me your sheet. And I want to see the 10 bands. I want to see the bingo board. Okay? Because I've definitely hit 3. I've definitely sang 3 songs. I sang Nicki Minaj. I sang Judas Priest just there. And we did Creed. And those are 3 pretty good guesses. You got another thing coming? Breaking the law. One of those is bound to come up, and I'm going to do it. Painkiller? Probably not. However, we are living after midnight, rocking till the dawn, loving till the morning, and I'm gone. Start with the city at 1 a.m. Loaded. I come alive in a neon lamp. That's when I make my move to living after midnight. Bum, bum, rocking till the dawn. Loving till the morning. And I'm gone. Two phones was a great era, though. I loved it. I could record over here, have my notes over here, have the timer over here, record over there. Maybe I just get a camera, huh? Maybe I freaking finally just get a camera, and that way I don't need to make this whole thing about a phone. Although I did appreciate having 2 phones. I did. It was a part of me that you're never gonna ever take away from me. And now, I did what everybody's worst fear is. If you go to the gym a lot, you probably get in the habit of abusing your phone. You throw it on the ground, anywhere. You just throw it. You don't want it in your pocket. There's lots of rubber around. You're like, whatever, throw it. But it doesn't always hit. Like, sometimes you're dropping it, All of a sudden, I got a crack in my phone, and I never even knew. The iPhone X. I'm like, how the hell is there a crack? I never seen this crack. Well, you've been throwing it around all the freaking time. Worst thing I ever did, my iPad was on the ground, and I sat in a chair on top of the iPad. And I knew that I was doing it, and I still did it. And I just don't know. Folks, I just don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't know what's wrong with me. But I do things that are not good. Like yesterday, I abused my phone. I put it down by the side. I'm on a flat bench, so I don't really know. I can't really see it. I put it down on the side, whatever. I don't want it in my pocket. Doing some serious chest exercises on the flat bench. I couldn't get the 30s, 32s, 27s, all gone. All of those gone. My optimal weight I was looking for was a 30. And I was like, maybe I'll go lighter, 30s, 20s, 30s. There's 2 sets of those, taken. 27s, taken. 32s, taken. So at this point, I'm looking for a 30, and I'm either faced with trying to find a 25. You know, I'm not trying to find. It's right there. It's a 20. My only options are 25 and 35. So I go with 35 because I'm a fucking baller. Now, did I only do like 6 reps? Yeah. And did what I also do was when I was done with those 6 reps, slam my weight on the ground next to me? Yes, I did. I did slam my weight on the ground next to me. And when I did, I was not greeted with the rubber of the mats, but more a glassy touch screen phone. Just like that with the weight. Smashed. Looks terrible. I wish I brought it out here. I told myself I was going to bring it out here, and it's not out here. But that shit looks fucking terrible. Kept playing music. That was nice. Kept playing music. It worked a little bit. I was able to bring it home and back it up. And I'm really happy about that because I had some pictures from vacation. Yeah. With my girl, some pictures that we just took. Not a ton of work. Like personal memories and stuff like that, which is obviously potentially more important than work. You know, yeah, it took me 1 second to take that picture and it took me 1 hour to make that video, but I can make that video again and I can never take that picture again. Wow. It's true. Can't ever take that picture again, but I can make that freaking video again. Could re-edit it. And I'll hate doing it for a whole nother hour. But man, sometimes you need the picture. Yo, I'm all about the picture. This tree was collapsed across the yard from us. Or just like down the street from us. And I'm like, yo, collapsed tree. Let me take some pictures. I don't care the cops is over there. Let me get in there and take some pictures. They kind of came out shit, you know. There's no good backdrop. Like, it's a collapsed tree, but, like, the backdrop is somebody's house. And the little girl's, like, looking out the window. We didn't even realize till we drove away. She's, like, flipping me off. She's like, stop looking at my house and the tree. And it's like, it's not about you. I said that to Cass. Once the tree falls, I could look at it all I want. It's not your tree. It's not anybody's tree. It is everybody's tree. Once the tree falls, it's everyone's tree. It's gone. Look at it. Pay your respects because that tree will pass on to become a nice stool in a man cave where a big fat man sits upon it and drinks Guinnesses. Because I'm a chill guy. I don't need no Flirtini. He wasn't a big guy, but yeah, whatever. It's late. It's fucking better late than never. The podcast. Better late than never, the podcast. Better late than never, my life. Yeah. I don't know. What else was I saying? I dropped the phone on and I was able to, well, I guess I said everything on that, didn't I? Didn't I say everything on that? But yeah, episode 62, we've been, I put some links here, but it's not really stuff that really matters. So, yeah. So yeah. This is where we're gonna end the podcast. Yeah. I'm back here sitting drinking a beer. I got a little steer on my 4-wheel Jeep drive, the Cherokee up to the mountaintop. I'm not rhyming any of the words in this song at all, but I'm just talking fast. I keep saying words. I said words, they're fast words. You can't say anything because you're listening to this. It's a podcast. Not one of those words rhyme with the other. I I had no color in my pigmented skin. With this Irish skin, the only color I get is red. It's very chill. This is like we're rooftop chilling in London. Like, yeah, where's the birds at? Blimey, I want to suck one of their cocks off. Or rather, let them suck my cock off, one of them birds. Yeah, wankers. Football. I know a good footballer. A good footballer, good foot collar. A shot collar, a footballer. A foot smaller. I hope you get a big taller and then you get a nice father. The weather is getting a little bit warmer. We're rooftop chilling, yeah, we're killing. Right now it's the summertime, we're grilling. I've got this feeling deep inside of me, feeling like I'm alive for me. Or maybe I'm just feeling that I need to pee. Why don't you sit there and listen to me? Dropping freestyle balls at the end of the... Yeah, I could totally be a UK rapper. I would love to be a UK rapper. Just sing a bit of the songs, bit of the tunes. Sitting here, rhyming in Junes. Oh, look at outside, those big flumes. They're pillowing smoke. Gosh, I opened my wallet and I'm fucking broke. My brother pissed me off. I decided it was time that maybe I'd give him a wee bit of a choke. See, because British, you could throw the word that you want to rhyme just on the end of a sentence. You just gotta phrase it differently. But English, it doesn't make sense like that. So it's harder to rhyme like slang when you're like, wee bit pardon me. You can just throw that in front of pardon me. This is my knee. I'm chilling. We're killing. This podcast, it's fucking thrilling. I've been dealing these cards. They haven't gone so far. Still sitting on the beach having a drink. Around the pizza. Right by the rink. Don't make sense. It's in past tense. Hence, mence, whence, bence, chance. I think that's it, gents. It's Wednesday, July 26th, 25th, whatever fucking day. It's in between days, okay? It's in between days. It's a made-up day. It's freaking July. It's dog days of summer, middle of the night. Only me and the freaking vampires are out tonight for the delight. Oh, shit. It's fucking alright. I'm gonna have to play that song more. I like that song. Falls by Jules. I wish there was more to it. It doesn't pop off. It just chills the whole time. It needs to pop off a little bit more. Because it's nice for an introspective vibe, but it doesn't give fun vibes. But maybe we're not feeling fun vibes today. Who knows? Apparently I got a lot to say. Apparently I want to keep sitting here talking. Yeah, man, I was telling myself before I got out here, I'd tell you guys all to subscribe, follow, like, bell notifications, hit all those buttons. Look under the screen, hit all those buttons. Good. That's a good second for you to do it. Now, I told myself, now back to listening, I told myself I would tell you that before, right at the top, but I forgot it. But I mentioned it. Better late than never. And this has been Rainbows and Sunshine. I'm Alec. We're in between days, and this is episode 62. Thank you.